Okay, just a couple more reports, and then I'm going to show you guys some stuff on the individual student, and then we'll be wrapped up here. This demo site makes me.
I have a question on the math side. We're noticing our sophomores, in particular in math, are not, a lot of them are not hitting benchmarks. Could that be because of the gap of instruction, because they've not had Algebra 2 yet?
Absolutely, that could be it. But it is giving you data to know where they're at this point in
Okay.
time, so you can see where they can grow. But yeah, that could be it.
Is the sophomore test at a level below the junior test?
The sophomores take a plan-like assessment, so it's based on those plan benchmarks and standards that would be relevant for the plan. And then once the sophomores get to the winter and spring, they're on ACT-like assessment, so they're on the same playing field, if you will, as the juniors that take the assessment.
Okay. So if their score stays the same or goes down, it may just be showing they're not growing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are losing.
They are going to harder standards.
We're going to harder,
Yeah.
so prepare your students for that, not to panic. If they all of a sudden see that they haven't gone up very much, but they feel like they've done a lot of work, it's a different level of test now.
And overall, looking at how close they are to meeting benchmark at that point would be a better term, a better way to look at their performance. Not necessarily what did I do on the fall to winter when I'm a sophomore, because we're going to much more difficult standards, but how close am I getting to benchmark? And that from that point out, we're looking at their at the goal of meeting benchmark and beyond. So, okay. So the last couple of reports that I want to show you here, the content lessons report. With this report, it's linked to that student study hall. If you remember, I said study hall is just a broad brush approach to different topics within the content area. So for English, things like punctuation, shortage, pronoun, noun, consistency. This is just giving you some bar graph data, so you can see quickly at a glance how students are doing on different topics. So for the example of pronoun, noun, consistency, there were 6 kids in this demo group. There were 18 questions, 5 right, 10 wrong, 3 skipped. So it's just same data that you're seeing in some different places, but given individual format. And finally, this content performance report is the same thing as that bar graph that we just saw, but it has the videos linked to it. So I think it's just a more useful report than the bar graph. So we're looking at the English portion, again, the same topics that students covered on the assessment, but here I can actually click on something. So I'm going to click on punctuation because only 60% of the questions are being answered correctly in this group. I can review punctuation questions, we can watch a lesson video, that sort of thing. So if you are an RTI teacher and you're trying to find stuff to navigate what to do with the students, obviously individual work on CERT would be key because it is honing in on those areas of weakness that they have in the assessment. But you could also be looking at reports. You could be looking at students that are struggling with the same standards or the same content lessons, that sort of thing, and you could group them accordingly, and they could be working on some ancillary stuff through there. So just some kind of stuff to keep in mind for those RTI purposes. Okay, so let me show you some of the things that you can get on an individual student. So by clicking on a student's name and going to their grade tab, we have some information that we can toggle between. So in the fall, we can see their scores, we can see the feedback that they're leaving. So if you remember, feedback is that self-evaluation. So if they're being honest, you can see how they think they'll perform the next time in the assessment. And if there's winter and spring data, of course, you can toggle between those. But this is what's really cool. So, of course, CERT is for those kids that haven't been. So CERT obviously is for kids that haven't been benchmarked. We're trying to get kids to benchmark, but there's always the high flyers in our group. good enough for those kids and they want the 31, the 32, they're always gunning for a little bit higher. So in the past, what students typically do is they get their score, they got the 30, they want the 32, and so they go back and they just cast a really wide net, and they study everything they can, trying to get that 32. With this college readiness report, you could literally print this out, give this to Shelby Abbott and say, listen, these are the standards where you're getting 0% of the questions right. These are the things we need to focus on. I'll help you. Let's pull some stuff, that sort of thing. So that way, Shelby isn't going to study everything all over again. If she's getting 100% of the different standards, there's no need for her to necessarily really hit that hard. We'll just have her focus on those areas of weakness. So know that this is available on the individual students.
That's something we could utilize in ESS, Ms. Allen.
And then we can also see their grade comparison. So whereas that source report that I told you that was massive and it was going to take a hot minute to download it off the servers, if you just wanted individual stuff, you can get that easily here just by clicking on the student's name and clicking grade comparison. And then you can also get some specific content performance information on the student. So let's say Shelby Abbott's one of my kids in my RTI class, and I want to see how she's performing these different topics. I could pull her specific report, and within this, again, the demo site sometimes wacky with how it looks, but we could see how she's doing on these different topics here, and place her accordingly. So, and finally, quizzes. You're able to see the performance on the quizzes that your students have taken, how many right versus wrong, and how much confused they've taken. So,
Okay, while we're on the quizzes, how do we assign the kids particular quizzes, or if I turn it on, will it be open, like for them to take any quiz?
yes. So, when the quizzes are enabled, the students can get on and take any of the quizzes that are listed there. And the quizzes that are listed are all the quizzes that are available for the entirety of the school year. So pacing will be key, where you just say, listen, you don't have to get through all these before winter assessment, hopefully. And it's broken down by lesson. So like usage and mechanics or rhetorical skills. So they could choose what kind of quizzes that they're taking.
So an English teacher could say, we're gonna do these quizzes, by Christmas.
Absolutely. We don't have the ability to reset quizzes. So quizzes kind of are what they are. And something that you might find useful, and I'm happy to do this, Ms. Goss, is throw some free accounts in there for you guys so that you guys would have a demo or a demo student. So the mini quizzes are brand new this year. So teachers have asked, can we print the mini quizzes? No, that you can't print them. And the teachers want to see the questions that are being asked. So if you get into a fake student account, it's not going to mess with anybody's stuff. So that would probably be the best bet for you guys, just to have your teachers have access to a demo student and they can get on and review the quizzes. So we'll do that for you guys.
Okay.
What questions do you guys have for me? If you've gotten in and played with it, has anything come up? Or
Is there a way to assign only certain things on here so they can't get into anything else as a teacher, or is it just a verbal, all right, this is what I want you to do?
it's just verbal, yeah. If you think assigning things would be useful, I'm happy to suggest that. Most schools are just having their students, work through all the exam. In the test prep world, they say a little bit every day. So ideally, your students could do a little bit of the reviews and maybe a quiz once every other day or once a week, something like that. But it's a little bit every day is ideal. So teacher instruction will be good for that.
Another question, are the quizzes for 11th grade different from 10th grade, different from 9th grade?
The quizzes are for everyone. So
Are they the same quizzes?
They are the same quizzes,
Okay.
yes. They can. I've tried using this on my phone. It's kind of frustrating because some of the stuff overlay one another, so it wasn't built for software for smartphones. It is tablet compatible, so any kind of tablet that they have, they can most definitely use this. And they could try it on their phones. It just might be a little bit frustrating with that platform. So.
There was one section under, it's under resources, maybe, or reports. I think it's under reports, where we could request a report.
Yes.
What is that about?
So that's a great question, and I actually forgot to show you guys that. So on the individual student,
play our internet here. What's that laptop, yeah.
Okay, so there is an option to request reports. And when you request the report, it's gonna look like this. So we do have under resources a parent letter that you guys can send home. And basically the parent letter is, hey, your kid might come home and talk about the CERT assessment. CERT is just ACT. So it's just a way to get your student ready for the ACT. And then it explains this course report. So for this fake student, they got a 1 in English, 14 in math. It gives them a band of what they're predicted to make if they were to take an ACT at this point in time. And then it breaks down the different types of questions that were asked on the assessment, how they performed. Also gives them what the benchmark is and what their national percentile ranking is. On that parent letter, it explains what is a benchmark, what is a national percentile ranking, so that parents can all hopefully get on the same page and understand. But this, when you request a report, these are sent to you for your group that you request in a zip file, so you can either email them or print them out when that's emailed to you. And teachers can request it, or as administrators, you can request it as well.
But if every teacher they had requested this, they would be getting 6 or 7 of the same report.
Yeah, so coordination would probably be key. Just, who's going to order them and put them in report cards, that sort of thing. Yeah, but that's a great question. Just a couple more things that I want to point out to you guys on the website. Everything that we've gone over is listed in a frequently asked question. So if you go to the frequently asked questions under help, they're all listed here. They have screenshots that go along with them. So just know that that's available there. And then also, if you're someone that's responsible for tracking interventions on the interventions tab in Infinite Campus, you do have valid codes with KDE, so CERT can be your intervention for those students entered in IC. So.
So all of our ESS kids, we can use this.
Does anybody have any other questions? That's all I have. I'm happy to stick around. If you guys have anything that you kind of come across, you want me to work with you, I'm more than happy to do that. Otherwise, as you guys get into this, and you will have questions, it's just normal, feel free to email the support email address that I showed you guys. One final thing that I want to say that I usually say is that you might be in here and you might not be a core teacher, you might not be an English, math teacher, you're not going to be not going to be one of these core content teachers, but you need to come in contact with students that you know and might